That star on the side of the helmet, baby.
On today's Odd Coaches podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss Week 2 of the NFL season, as well as providing predictions for Week 3. Welcome to today's show. Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CKA Save Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me, as always, is my tag team partner, my Seamus to my Cesaro in the bar, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here and live and in Technicolor now, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, what's going on as we wrap up NFL Week 2?
Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to be here. Glad to be discussing the NFL Week 2. What a week.
So, folks, we will, for the first segment, share our initial thoughts on what happened this Sunday. Second segment will be our second tier stories. And in our final segment, I get to brag a little bit as we talk about things strictly for entertainment purposes only as we set up Week 4. So, Coach, what's on your mind, man? What are your initial thoughts on the weekend?
Tampa Bay. All right. Tampa Bay. We knew that was going to be. Justin Fields. Little Justin Fields with the Bears, huh? Joe Burrow didn't look too hot today, huh?
So that's where you're going, man.
Yeah,
that's where you're going.
That's where I'm going. I'm gonna say my you know what for the second tier. You know what I mean?
Well, I gotta say, my initial thoughts is to quote the legendary George Burns, "Say goodnight, Gracie," to the following. Andy Dalton, say goodnight, sir, because Justin's in there, and truth be told, I'm refereeing my son's game, and the referee, I'm holding the box, and the referee happened to be a Bears fan, and I said, "So what side of the fence are you on?" He said, "Play the kid." Good friend of mine and good friend of the show, Marie Cook, Chicago's finest, said, "Put the kid in." So two random Chicago Bears fans said, "Put the kid in."
Yes.
And Mr. Injury did the favor for you, did the honors.
Injury took care of it.
So say goodnight to Tyrod Taylor. And this guy can't buy a break, but man, it just seems to happen. I mean, isn't this the same guy last year that got the accidental shot in the leg or something? And now he's injured again. And Houston was playing pretty well. This kid can play. And he just can't get a break. Say goodnight to Tua Tagovailoa. Because, again, they were already looking for a reason to get rid of you. They never said anything that says you're our guy for the next 15 years. They said you're our guy for today and tomorrow. And if Jacoby Brissett plays like anything, man, yeah. And finally, I feel bad for him, but not really. Carson Wentz cannot stay healthy for any reason. Man, I don't ankle, knee, back, arm, neck bones connected to the arm, whatever. So say goodnight to them. We wish them the best in all of their future endeavors. But I don't know.
We saying goodbye to Tagovailoa when they played the Bills. Like, did you expect them to do anything against the Bills?
Look, man, are you gonna play him now? I mean, he's got a bad hip, he's got a bad rib. You already were eyeballing the lost episode guy, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Uh, I also had on
Woo!
my yes, I did mention the lost episode.
Leave it
Uh,
alone.
early surprises: the Raiders and the Broncos are
Ooh,
2-0 in the AFC
ooh. How
West.
about them Raiders?
San Francisco, the Rams, and Arizona are 2-0. And yes, I have made jokes and will continue to make jokes about the coaches in San Francisco and LA.
Yeah,
Sorry, Shaq,
yeah.
but they're 2-0 and they're doing what they're supposed to do. And I hear next weekend's supposed to be a heck of a matchup. And Carolina
Mm,
is 2-0, man. I
mm.
like Matt Rule. I said it in the preview as
Who's quarterback
predictions.
down there? Just asking.
A
Just
quiet young gentleman who got out of the big city named Sam Darnold doesn't look half bad now that he's not around that inequity, but the guy's still playing there, threw 4 picks today. I think it's something in the water, baby.
It's environmental for sure, buddy. It's environmental. As we said in the preview, I knew he's going to come out better being down there, man. Get out of that. I told you my son was up that way for a preseason, man. It's crazy up there. They can't do nothing in New York. Oh, it's just nuts.
And speaking of New York, my final initial thoughts, we've got some early disappointments. The Colts are disappointing. The New York Giants, I had them as a sleeper. They are asleep right now. And the Minnesota Vikings, man, I tell you, I'm just kind of disappointed in them. Any last thoughts before we take a brief break, sir?
Yes, disappointment means you actually expected something from 'em. I didn't expect anything from any of 'em, so I'm not disappointed. I think this is pretty par for the course right now with those three organizations.
And with that being said, we'll be right back after this brief message.
The vision of the CKA SAVE project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CKA SAVE project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CKA SAVE project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CKA SAVE project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasaveproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast. And in this segment, we're going to look at our second tier stories from NFL Week 2. Coach, what do you have, sir?
That star on the side of the helmet, baby.
Yes, they did. And
Yes.
I will share some fine thoughts in the last segment, but go ahead and brag on your Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Hey, Zeke looked good. Dak looked exceptional. The line was healthy. Everything looked good. Receivers played well. I thought defensively it was a good game by almost everybody, I would say. But they wasn't playing no slouch. You know what I mean? They wasn't playing the
No. They
Jets.
beat a legitimate ball club. Yes.
Yeah, they went out away on the road, even though it sounded like it was a Dallas crowd. You know, I called my brother halfway through and was like, is this game in Dallas or is it in LA? Like, tell me something. I couldn't tell the difference because the crowd was cheering. Like when every time that Amari Cooper caught a pass, like you don't do that on the road. You know what I mean? It was that loud. But yeah, I was very happy. I was nervous toward the end though. When they almost let their clock run down, I almost lost my mind. Like you talking about?
Yeah. Who settles for a 56-yard field goal?
I don't know,
Who does that?
Man, I don't know. I ain't got that much confidence. That's the same guy kicking week 1. You crazy? We trying not to get him on the field.
Well, I got to tell you, my second tier thought was New England looks like they're going to try to hang around this year. They're going to try to hang around week after week after week. And if Buffalo drops a couple and another team drops a couple, we might have that outlandish, ridiculous prediction that I made this preseason come true with the Patriots making the playoffs.
I know you got to stick with it because
we might have something to talk about. And I tell you, I do have to kick it back to Thursday. The Washington football team looks like they're trying to pace out a little bit of a lead, and the Cowboys winning the day kind of threw a monkey wrench in it because the Giants have already shot themselves in the foot and Philly folded. So already going into week 3, looks like a 2-team race. Should be fun to watch this year. Anything else on your mind, sir?
I know you picked him in the preseason, man, but come on, man. Can we let New England go, please?
Looking good against the Jets, baby.
But who don't? We could beat the Jets, and we're on a 6-game losing streak, and we could beat the Jets. Shit.
Hey, we're live, baby.
Oh, my fault.
In living color.
I ain't trying to get us banned. My bad.
All right, and for our final segment, we will talk strictly for entertainment purposes after this short break.
Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Save Project, is releasing a book this fall called Finding the Balance: My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. The goal of this book is to give greater insight into student-athlete motivation to improve student-athlete academic and athletic success through the lens of Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic journey, from being an underperforming student-athlete to an academic and athletic leader. This book is also designed to be a guide for student-athletes, parents, teachers, coaches, administrators, and anyone else who has a passion to help student-athletes succeed academically and athletically. You can pre-order your copy of the book directly from our website at www.ckasaveproject.org. This book is scheduled for release in the fall of 2021.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast, and in this segment we're going to do a recap of week 2 and predictions for week 3. So let's start off with the Odd Coaches Podcast top 5 for the NFL. I've got Kansas City as number 1. Although the results of the Sunday night game are not available, I'm going to think they're going to win that one. We got Tampa Bay's number 2. We have to make a few modifications to my earlier thoughts. We're going to have, Carolina at number 3 at 2-0. We're going to have San Francisco at number 4. And we're going to have the Los Angeles Rams at number 5. Wow. Heavily NFC right now. Go ahead and rip me apart. Because next week, everybody's going to choke like dogs, and I'm just having a little fun. Go ahead and give me the franchise 5, sir.
The franchise 5, I don't have 3 of these. I don't have New Orleans, the Eagles, or Arizona. And this sheet that I'm looking at, I got Tampa Bay number 1, okay. Kansas City number 2. I hate to say it.
West is killing, man.
I like Buffalo. I still like Buffalo. I mean, I know they dropped in one game before. I still like Buffalo, and I like New Orleans. I see New Orleans as number 4 because I think Jameis is going to be so much better. And then I'll go with Green Bay.
I forgot all about Green Bay. But I tell you what I didn't forget about.
Green Bay.
But tell you what I didn't forget about. I didn't forget about this week's picks, strictly for entertainment purposes only. For the 5 games we had, and for fans who are interested, please follow us on Coach's Odd on Twitter or CKA Save Project. For myself, or Coach Franchise, spelled Franchize. Shout out to Rita. I had Carolina +3. We got to win. I had Houston and Cleveland under 48. Hey, go figure, they'll go score 50-something. It happens. I had Chicago -1.5. They won. Pittsburgh choke like dogs. Come on, Mike, be better. And my big pick of the week was Dallas in the money line +140, and they won outright. So, just as I said in the preview episode, the Cowboys suck you in every year.
Yeah.
They get you close, and then just when you think it's about to happen, they pull the rug from you. But I was 3-2 this week. That's 60%. The goal is always 53%. Mm-hmm. So games to watch next week. Oof. Coach Franchise, I've got the Washington football team at Buffalo. It is the first road game for the Washington football team, and their defense has been highly hyped and looked like hot garbage the last 2 games. And Buffalo's got a legitimate quarterback. So let's see which side wins that game. I got Tampa Bay at the LA Rams. I want to see what all the fuss is about. So I'm actually going to pick the Rams. I'm going to go with the boy genius. And since you keep telling me that this guy's good and he can coach it up, well, let's go coach him up. Let's go beat Tampa Bay. They're at home. They're undefeated. You're not supposed to lose. National television, bright lights, big city, LA. Let's hook them up, baby. I've got the Colts versus Tennessee, and Tennessee came back to life. So we're going to ride Tennessee and bring them back. Mm-hmm. And then the 4th game, I've got New Orleans at New England. And I'm going to say there's a big upset in the making, because when I go foolishness all the way. So New England in an upset, and I will have a 5th game. Tune in to Twitter to see my 5th game pick. So go ahead and rip me in half, because you're actually a football person and not some fanboy like me who's just looking at analytics and creating storylines for me to be disappointed.
Yeah, now I hit you with the alfalfa. We talked about this
applesauce.
Applesauce. What are you talking about? All right, so Buffalo beats Washington football team. Tampa Bay beats the Rams. Are you talking about boy genius? It's just like your guy in Michigan on the other level who they swear can coach. I swear that's what it sounds like to me. I'm going to tell you the perfect coaching staff would be your boy in Michigan, the head coach of the Rams, and this young dude who just did San Diego. It was 30-something-year-old dude. All them 3 together. But anyway, Tennessee does beat the Colts. I take that. I'm not betting against Jameis Winston, not against the New England Patriots. New England did what they were supposed to do this week, but look who they played. So, I mean, that they're supposed to do that to the Jets, right?
They are supposed to do that to the Jets, absolutely. All right. They've been beating the Jets for 20 years.
And ain't nothing new. So, yeah. So, just going back, I give Buffalo that one. I think Buffalo is going to be the game this week. I think that Buffalo-Washington game is going to be really the best game of the week.
All right. Well, fans, thank you for joining us. Thank you for seeing our pretty face and $1 million smile. That's Dusty Rose right there. And we will see you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. You can follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.